do two of the bigger awards, I think, for our membership. First is going to be the Solid Gold Member of the Year, and Mandy Medlock is going to come up and make your father-in-law proud, Mandy.
Thank you. Thanks for that kind introduction, Travis. I'm Mandy Medlock, and I'm the Director of Operations for NAMI Mid-Carolina. And I am pleased to introduce our Solid Gold Member of the Year for the state of South Carolina. That is Carol Rudder. Carol was introduced to me unannounced after about 2 weeks of employment with NAMI Mid-Carolina. I was sitting back in my little mouse hole in Mental Health America, and she showed up in my office, and she was ready to meet this young lady that the board had hired. And so she stormed in and introduced herself and spent an hour or so explaining why she was there and what her place was in the group, and interviewing me to make sure she approved, and we were fast friends. And Carol does a lot for our group. She, of course, is one of our prime members. She is a teacher of provider education, and I took her provider education course last year when I was a newbie. She is teaching this fall in Lexington, one of our 2 provider education courses we're running right now. She is a community advocate and educator, and she will speak on mental illness and mental health issues whenever given the opportunity, and sometimes when not given the opportunity. Am I correct, Carol? She was our first sponsor of the NAMI Walk in 1998, and she has been a walk sponsor every year since. And one of the amazing things she does as a NAMI Walk sponsor is she recruits in our community for other sponsors. Carol knows lots of business leaders in her community and in the Midlands area, and so she goes out and she does not want to take no for an answer. She's like Buddy, you know, she will not take no for an answer, and if she's going to have her car serviced at Lexus, she is going to give Jim Hudson that NAMI Walk information. Or if she's, you know, going to have someone in to work on an air conditioner, they're going to get the information too. And so, sure enough, we end up with several sponsors every year because of Carol's hard work. She's a NAMI Walk walker, she's a NAMI Walk team captain, and she's a NAMI Walk volunteer. And she helps make my job interesting, and she helps complete NAMI Mid-Carolina. So I am pleased to have nominated her, and pleased that she gets the award this year. Carol?
When Mandy called me about this award, I said, am I expected to say anything? And she said no. So of course I did not prepare a speech. I feel like I'm a pioneer in the educational area, because after my son was diagnosed, it was the journey of hope. I was just getting off the ground in Ohio. I come from Ohio. And then we went into family to family. And so I had been a family to family teacher before I came down here. My son passed away in the year 2000, just shy of his 30th birthday. And I stayed with NAMI. I taught family to family 3 more times, and it wasn't working. I just was very unhappy with my performance, my teaching, because I was no longer that picture of hope that our folks who are first coming in to family need from one of their teachers. And so I became a trainer of the family program. And then after I moved down here, I switched to the provider class. And I tell the providers that I left family to family because I was no longer that picture of hope. But I said, and they didn't need to hear my story. But I say to them, you do. And so I make a big thing out of physical monitoring of our folks, that we need to be paying attention to their bodies as well as their minds. I just want to say a word about NAMI. It's so near and dear to my heart. When I step into any meeting, any room, any meeting like this, when I went to the conventions, the national conventions, I always feel at home. I always feel like I have something in common with every person in the room. And I want to tell you about one thing that happened in Chicago, whenever the last Chicago convention was. I went to one of the veterans meetings, and it was, I think, one of the very first veterans meetings that we really had. It was a wonderful meeting, and then we had the Q&A, and a woman in the back of the room came up to the microphone and started going on about how she was from Butte, Montana, and that her son was now out of the service, and he was home, and he was trying to put his life together, and he was trying to get some help, and that there was just no help in Butte, Montana. And from over on the other side of the room comes this woman with a card in her hand, and she says, "I'm from Butte, Montana, and we do too have a NAMI, and we do too have help, and here's my card, you call me." You know? I just thought, that's NAMI. That is NAMI. That's why I'm so proud to be part of this. And all of you folks are my heroes. I just really do pay a lot of attention to what's going on in NAMI, and I'm so proud to be here. And thank you so much for this.
I have to say something about Carol. Carol joined our provider education team, I guess back when I was doing it, back in 2004 or 5 or somewhere in that range. And
it was 6, actually.
2006 for you. All right. All these years are run together. But Carol was just, you just can't imagine going through a training with this lady there, giving her powerful story and becoming good friends with that group, and there's just 5 of us that give the presentation, and I just want to thank you for that. It's been a wonderful relationship to have you with us. Congratulations.